the F-150 EcoBoost engine. It's built to give the F-150 more towing power than any other half-ton. It's built to give it more torque than any competitive half-ton. It's built Ford tough. And now we're going to show the world just what that means. Watch as we take a randomly selected EcoBoost engine and run it through a series of grueling durability tests to prove how tough it is. In medieval times, they had machines like the Rack and the Iron Maiden. Today, we've got this, Dyno Cell Block 36D. Here, engineers accelerate wear, replicating 10 years of hard use in 300 hours.
And we learn about how our customers use our products. And then we take those and we crank them to the extremes. So we go to the extremes of the temperatures, we go to the extremes of the loads and the speeds that we see. It won't take us 10 years, 150,000 miles. We can do it over the course of weeks or months.
This dynamometer will simulate towing over 11,000 pounds up a grade steeper than Pikes Peak. The engine fatigue test runs the engine for over an hour at full throttle. And then there's thermal shock testing. It deep freezes the engine to minus 20 degrees, then shocks it to 230 degrees.
You're putting a tremendous amount of heat into an engine block that's already very cold. It starts to expand in very bizarre ways. Stresses start to develop in the cylinder block.
That's like going from the Arctic to Death Valley in 15 minutes. And they do it over and over and over. Constantly.
There's no way that a customer could replicate the same things that we're doing. There's just no road in the world that they could drive on. There's no way they could get from the temperature extremes as fast as we're doing it. It's just not possible.
The different tests cycle one after the other, hour after hour, day after day, for weeks.
So we've simulated 150,000 miles on this engine. After we're done here, typically what we would do is tear down the engine, inspect it, make sure everything performed. But in this case, we're going to take it and ship it to Kansas City Assembly Plant, where it's going to go down the line just like all the other engines, get installed in the truck.
Now, after you put an equivalent of 150,000 miles like this on an engine, you might think that's proof enough. But we're just getting started. Because we're going to take this same engine out into the real world for some real torture.
In 2011 model year, we have 4 brand new engines coming into the truck. Our 3.5 EcoBoost is the premium engine in the vehicle. It's a continuation of a very solid engine architecture that we've matured for the 150. We're going to be very, very competitive against the V8s in terms of horsepower and torque. Our horsepower number is going to be 365, and our torque, which is really what the truck guy wants, is going to be a best-in-class 420 foot-pounds. The real star of the show is the turbochargers. We really cranked up the boost to get the torque numbers that we got. The turbine housing is made of cast stainless steel. Another thing we do to the turbos is we cool them, where if you compare it to turbos in the past, they were not cooled. These turbochargers are water-cooled. The biggest feature is the twin independent variable cam timing. And what these phasers do is they actually allow you to move the camshafts independently of each other, both for fuel economy and for performance. In the case of fuel economy, what you're able to do is close the intake valve later so you can push some of the combustion gases back up into the manifold. You reduce the pumping work and you reduce the friction. You get high technology and you're getting V8 performance.
You know, you talk about like a Chevy Volt. They'll sell 20,000 of those. I'm going to sell EcoBoost to 200,000 guys that are putting on 20, 30, 40,000 miles a year of work. The fuel economy increase those guys are getting over what they drive today, it's got a big environmental impact.
This V8 is our all-new 6.2 litre that's just been launched in the Super Duty and now is available in the F-150. It's got a big cast iron block, big heads, best in class 411 horsepower, 434 foot-pounds at 4,500 RPM. The truck equipped with a 6.2 litre will pull a load of 11,300 pounds. Obviously it's got great performance. A large bore and a shorter stroke, so that really means we can fill those cylinders effectively and deliver a lot of power each time we fire those twin spark plugs. The 6.2 litre engine is different from the domestic competitive engines out there. It features a single overhead camshaft, gives us a really stiff valve train, and we have dual equal VCT cam timing. Similar to twin independent VCT, it allows us to optimize the torque throughout the speed range and also optimize fuel economy at the same time. As soon as you step on the gas and really demand a quick pull away, it's going to be running up the rev range and it's just going to be eager to work. This engine is going to appeal to somebody who wants a truck that's fully capable to tow and haul and work, deliver day in, day out and be durable.
EcoBoost engine 448AA, pulled from the Cleveland production line, stressed to the max for an equivalent of 150,000 miles, then sent to Kansas City to get installed in the F-150. Now, we've driven the same engine another 1,900 miles over the Rocky Mountains to the forest of the Pacific Northwest. This is Nygaard Logging. Their job is to get the logs from the mountain to the mill. For that, they need a skidder. It's heavy machinery. Very big, very powerful.
We got an F-150 pickup that's going to try to take place of the skidder today. We got 22 logs, 110,000 pounds in total.
You don't have a wheel on it, you're just picking it up and trying to get the end off the ground and just dragging it.
So this is an engine that's been through a lifetime of work already, and now we've brought it out here. These guys are probably used to using big V8s and Super Duties. I think they're going to be shocked at how this vehicle pulls.
You guys, we'll do it, but I think you guys are crazy.
Action, Mike. That's good.
Over and over, the EcoBoost engine takes off like a shot with its massive low-end torque, dragging over 3 tons of dead weight up a 10% grade. If 3 tons doesn't sound like a lot of weight, consider this. Some of these logs outweigh the truck by 1,200 pounds. The EcoBoost engine produces 420 foot-pounds of torque nearly all across its RPM band. Compare that torque curve to Chevy, Dodge, and Toyota V8s. They're not even close.
I hear him talking about low-end torque and type of motor this F-150 has in it, and I'm pretty impressed. It's got all of our 22 logs up the hill, and they're ready to be loaded out for the mill.
Hasn't been one log that truck hasn't been able to pull up the hill.
55 tons of timber is loaded onto the hauler and sent off to the mill. For our friends at Nygaard, they can call it a day. But as for the engine, this was just a warm-up. It's back on the road for a 3,300-mile trip to Miami, and not for a walk on the beach.
Advanced Track with roll stability control is standard equipment on all F-150 models. It enhances stability, and it's the only system available with a roll motion sensor, which detects horizontal roll and automatically activates countermeasures to help keep all 4 wheels on the ground. When you're off-road, mud, sand, or just plain rugged terrain can cause rear wheel slippage. With FX4, the standard electronic locking differential can be engaged on the fly, either in 4-wheel high or 4-wheel low. If one rear wheel begins to slip, A simple pull on the 4x4 selection knob activates the electronic differential, which locks both wheels together. The extensive use of high-strength steel, hydroform components, and computer-aided engineering in F-150 makes the strongest frame in the class even stronger. More capable and lighter. Collapsible front horns offer occupant protection by absorbing crash energy to help prevent intrusion into the cabin. The frame is fully boxed from front to rear with extensive use of high-strength steel. All cross members are fully boxed for lateral rigidity and to allow for frame flex. When the frame is more rigid, the suspension can perform better. Cross members go through the frame and are welded on both the outside and inside for a strong connection. The center cross member contributes to outstanding towing and is lowered to allow for a flat in-cab load floor. We mounted twin tube shocks at all four corners to help refine the ride and improve control in various road conditions. It doesn't stop there. Rear shocks are mounted outside of the frame rails to reduce body lean and enhance rear axle control. A trailer should feel like an extension of your truck. When you stop, you shouldn't feel like you're being pushed or pulled back. The available factory-installed in-dash mounted trailer brake controller uses your speed and your braking input to synchronize the performance of the truck's brakes with the trailer's brakes. The result? Seamless braking, even with the heaviest loads. Trailer sway control is standard on all F-150 models. If something causes the trailer to sway, it quickly detects the yaw motion of the truck and takes countermeasures, like precise braking and engine power reduction to help bring truck and trailer under control.
Let's be honest, you don't just want to tow more, you want to tow the most. You need the Ford exclusive EcoBoost engine in the F-150. It's strong enough to tow 11,300 pounds. Twin parallel turbochargers with oil-fed and water-cooled bearings offer durable, enhanced performance. Direct injection provides a cool, dense, and powerful charge for precise fuel delivery. And twin independent variable cam timing automatically delivers massive low-end torque during high loads. This is the future. This is the new EcoBoost powered F-150.